Hello and welcome to the 25th Coaster Lounge here on the 14th of October 2018. We're back. We haven't streamed since July, even though I think not the last stream, but the one before that we said we were going to stream more regularly, and then it just didn't happen. But this time we're going to make a commitment that we are going to try our best to stream monthly, because I know that many of you enjoy the streams and many of you, like the streams to interact with us for some reason. So hopefully we're gonna try and bring it to you every month. It might not be equal months. So one might be, say, the start of one month, but then the next one's the end of the other. But we're still gonna try and stream at least once in every single month. So that's our pledge. Will it happen? Who knows? Who knows?
We'll try our best.
We will
Yeah,
try our best.
There'll be an attempt.
There will be an attempt. That is the right way to phrase it. Anyway, today we're joined by Aaron and Andrew.
What's up, guys?
Hey guys.
And really today we're just going to try and get back into the stride of streaming. The classic Coaster Lounge layout. And first things first, and that's the channel updates. So, it's been such a long time since the last stream that I guess we've got quite a bit to cover. Firstly, we have a podcast. There's a podcast. Well, let's go all the way to the start. Firstly, there's a website, right? So if you go to coasterbot.com, it's a fantastic website where you can access, pretty much everything there is to know about Coasterbot. And on there is a page linked to the podcast. So be sure to check the podcast out. It's available on, iTunes and all good podcast apps. It's Coasterbot Rambles is the name of the podcast. So if you like them, please do check it out. I see someone's already calling me a giraffe. Thanks for that one, Logan. You did one. But yeah, podcast. Do please check it out. Yep, we try hard with that. Secondly, on the website is blog posts. So now we have a blog, and we are posting stuff on there every so often. Again, you go on the website, there's a whole tab. It's just it's just called blog. Do check that out. And Andrew came up with a great idea for the blog, which is a photo competition. So, that's one of the reasons why you should definitely follow us on social media, keep up to date, because then you can enter all of these competitions and enter stuff like the Golden Cog Awards, which happened again recently. And if you aren't following on social media, you'll miss all of this. You obviously don't want to miss that. So, yeah, check out the blog, check out the photo competition. Andrew, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so all we ask you guys to do is send us any photo from any park. So it could be a roller coaster, a flat ride, the gate, bench, whatever you want, and send it to us by November 4th. If it's a pretty bench, we'll accept it. And from then, we'll go, the four of us, Harry, Aaron, Zoe, and I, we'll look at the photos and we'll determine the top 10, 15, maybe 20, depending how many switches we get. And we'll then open up voting to you guys, and whoever wins will get a A2 Coasterbot poster.
Free of
shout out on
charge.
social media.
Free of charge.
There is no money involved.
Yeah, so all you have to do to go on that is head to the website, click on the blog tab, and you'll see it come up pretty much instantly. And then you follow the instructions on there. I think there's still, about 20 or so days until that ends?
There's a good period of time left. So if you're going to any theme park in the next few weeks and you want to enter, bring out the camera, take a picture of Nemesis Wickerman at night. I don't know, and hopefully we like it.
Interestingly, probably the most imaged coaster I've seen on there is actually Phoenix.
Wickerman?
No, Phoenix. Yeah.
I saw Wickerman.
Yeah. No, there's quite a few Wickermans, but there's also many Phoenixes. So if you're thinking about doing a photo, maybe you want to get more creative with some of the other rides.
Bin POV.
A bin photo. Love a good themed bin. Or you go into Phantasialand and take a photo of the toilets in Clogheim. That is quality saving in there. So, but yeah. So check out the website constantly or regularly to make sure that you're kept all up to date with all of this, because there's very exciting things going on. What else have we got? We've got... So today was the release of the fourth vlog, as it were, featuring the American guys. So that was from Thorpe Park, and there's two more to come. There's the Alton Towers one and the Blackpool Pleasure Beach one, and those two will be going up. I think one is early November, and the other one's probably like late November, early December. So they are coming out. They are in the process of being edited. So do stay tuned. Other than that, I think that's generally it for channel updates. Can't really think of anything. But before we move on to theme park news, I mean, we've missed a whole ton of news, obviously, being away for so long. So we're just going to talk about the new stuff, the most recent news. But a few patron shout-outs. So Daniel Potter, Paul, and Matthew Scott. Thank you to those guys for supporting us on Patreon. So let us somehow move over to theme park news. There we go. Magic. And first off, Aaron's going to talk to you about the Efteling.
Yes. Okay, so we got some special announcement last week that Bob, our beloved bobsled coaster, will be removed next year, September. If you've been keeping up to date with Efteling, you'll know that Bob has been undergoing maintenance for about 4 months now. And it did reopen last week. It still can't run with rain because that's how the brakes don't work properly. But it only has a year left in operation. And after that, it will be replaced by Maxa Moritz, which seems to be a dual track Mack powered coaster. So, I mean, they're planning to keep the station. I did hear that they might overhaul the station a little bit. The two rides, be it two tracks that are next to each other, they won't be racing. And it looks like both trains will be going in opposite directions of each other. Yeah, a lot of people have been quite sad with the announcement that Bob is going to have to clear the field, but I think it's a good investment. Finally, we'll see like a dedicated kiddie, maybe family coaster in a park that is mainly kid and family oriented. So I'm quite excited. 15 million is quite pricey for what it seems.
Definitely, but there's going to be a reason for that. So
yeah. At least I hope it integrates better with the Efteling feeling, because Bob was always known to kind of be the odd one out. The queue line was just depressing, and the ride itself didn't look very good. I hope that with this new ride, they really take on that Efteling feeling. And obviously, it's getting a story element to it, which is something that Bob has always missed. So yeah, very exciting times for Efteling. And also for the people wondering what's happening with the Intamin family coaster that was announced, the whole circus area, it's going to be a whole new area, is pushed back 1 year, so that'll open in 2021.
There we go. All right. Your local Efteling news from Aaron there. Other news, more local to me this time. G-Force at Drayton Manor has broke. Indefinitely. Forever.
The beloved X-Car coaster.
The world's first X-Car coaster has officially ripped. So yeah, Drayton Manor, allegedly one of the trains was so, broke that they'd have to pay a large amount of money to fix it. So the ride was then closed all season, and now apparently closed indefinitely. So yeah, G-Force is gone. It's dead.
Slagaren.
Dance for your money.
What? I don't even know what dance you want, man. Come on, you gotta be more specific. Could do a little cheeky disco. You can't see this, and it doesn't fit in the frame. But there you go. Did a few disco moves there. Harry, do the epic floss. I cannot floss, and I will not floss. But yeah, no, G-Force is gone. which is a real shame, in all honesty, because Drayton Manor is a theme park that is not doing very well right now, naturally, after the Rapids accident, and to have yet another of their attractions gone, or at least not operating, is not good. So here's to hoping that they do something with the plot of land, magically get loads of money to install a new family roller coaster. That would be the best thing. But yeah, man, it's very sad. It's a very sad day.
Mm. And obviously the swarm also broke, even though that is a bit more indefinite.
Yeah, so yesterday morning the swarm's chain lift broke, and allegedly it's going to be closed all the season. Well, the rest of the season, which is only like 2-3 weeks, but
Yeah, there's
still,
no point
That's
fixing
gonna
it.
be long queues for the ones
Yeah.
still attending Halloween
yeah, to
at the
have
park.
such a flagship ride closed in Halloween season is not good, really, is it?
It's a pain, yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rip Swarm, Rip G-Force, Rip UK Parks.
All of them.
All of them. They're all dead. They're all gone. And finally, more UK Parks. Alton Towers, yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before? I think it was the day before.
I think the day before, yeah.
Yeah, so Alton Towers put a new web page up on their website about the Alton Towers dungeons. So it was rumored that Alton Towers were going to get one of the Merlin Midway attractions, the dungeon brand. And now it's officially true. Alton Towers are getting a dungeon, but we have literally no details about it yet. We don't know where it will be, whether it will cost, be an extra charge, what it will be about. There's a few posters out there with certain scenes from dungeons, but we still don't really know much about it. So very exciting stuff. And also they use they've used branding that potentially suggests that it's only there for a year. It's a non-permanent addition. But again, we don't know if this is true. So very exciting developments occurring.
Mm-hmm.
Can we think of anything
And
else?
yeah, over the summer, I'm sure we've missed a lot of news, but this is just what's been going on over the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
I mean, obviously Halloween season has kicked off, so a lot of good videos being uploaded everywhere on YouTube.
This is true. This is true. But yeah, sad times. So many things.
Yeah.
So many things disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yep.
let's transition into the next section very slowly because I have to do this and talk about some recent trips that we've had. So who wants to start? One of you two.
Andrew
Aaron,
can
I guess.
start.
Oh.
Go on, Andrew. Wow us
So-
with what you've been doing.
I have since July among the overdose of Dorney. There's been like some very small trips. So I've been going to Lance Castaway Cove, Six Flags Great Adventure, Hershey Park, Casino Pier, Gillian's Wonderland, Ride Playland, Adventureland, Long Island, and Coney Island were just some of the bigger ones I've been to since last
Mhm.
stream. I'm not going to go into any detail of any of them because I don't want to be Taylor Bybee and talk about one park for 40 minutes on a stream.
Whoa.
So-
Whoa.
Oof.
What do you mean only on a stream? Have you not listened to him everywhere else? We
I
do.
don't
We
know.
love
I don't,
Taylor.
I don't talk,
We're
I don't
only
talk to
joking.
him that much.
Yeah. He likes to
But
ramble.
yeah, it's just like Chris about rambles, but whatever. But yeah, that's all I've been to. There's nothing really interesting to report. Just that's what I've done.
What about the fact that
So-
you've been on Oscar's Wacky Taxi?
Oh,
Oh,
was that?
shit.
That was in July. That's right. I have been on Oscar's Wacky Taxi. So,
Go on, talk to us about that.
Oh, is it number one?
What are your thoughts?
I think it's a really, really solid ride. Haven't been on Wooden Warrior at Quasi, which is a smaller version. Oscar's Wacky Taxi is far better than Wooden Warrior. I'd say of all the movies I've been on, it's like either the fifth or sixth best one. It's
Mhm.
up there somewhere. But it's just the theming is adorable, to put it in
Yeah.
a light way. And it has some very good airtime, very good ejector, and at the end it gets surprisingly aggressive for what its target audience is, which is more towards kids. It's a Sesame Place, so you don't. The fact that I went there was a
Weird.
mistake.
A mistake.
Yeah, but
Mistakes have been
for
made.
all of you credit boys out there, it's nice to know it's about 40 minutes away from Great Adventure. So what I did was we went to Great Adventure in the morning. We rode Kindika, left Great Adventure, went to Sesame Place for about 6 hours apparently, and then we went back to Great Adventure, just rode El Toro for the rest of the night.
Wait, so you rode King the Car once?
Then we left.
You rode it, so I imagine front row.
Yeah.
So you went all the. Is it out? Oh my god, that seems so weird.
Well, it's also because I was meeting someone from Long Island. We
Yeah.
decided to meet at Great Adventure, then go
Oh,
together to
okay.
Sesame Place.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So that's why Great Adventure was even in that situation.
Yeah. Wow. That's mad.
That was a good day, and I think Taylor did something very similar too. So
Well, there we go. Oscar's Wacky Taxi. Best new edition of this year. Is it this year?
yeah, it was this year.
Yeah. Wow. How time flies, eh? How time flies. Anyway, Aaron.
Yeah, it was very good.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna top Oscar's Wacky Taxi,
This is
but
true.
I went to Madrid over the summer, and we visited the two Madrid parks there, so Park Warner and Park the Attractions. And I actually hit my 100th coaster credit on Abysmal, so that was exciting. And yeah, overall, two pretty decent parks. I'd say Park Warner was definitely a lot better than Park the Attraction, even though I expected it to be the other way around. You want to take the donation, Harry?
Slagharen.
Play Kahoot for the boys.
There we go. No. There we go.
Okay, I'll just move on then.
Yeah. Wait, have you got the photo of you with the 100 credit sign?
Oh, I
'Cause
don't
I
know if
could
I have it on.
Try
I
and
can
show
check
them.
1 second. I don't have it on my computer, no.
Okay.
Too bad.
Too bad. Maybe next time.
Yeah, as usual, typical Spanish dispatches, especially on the Wild Mouse at Park the Attractions. They were running 4 cars because obviously Wild Mouses run per car, and they literally filled up the 4 cars and dispatched them all and waited for all 4 to have returned
It's awful.
and then got new people on them, and it was the absolute worst.
That's just them trying to
Yeah,
save money on maintenance, isn't it? By just
Yeah.
running less.
it's just ridiculous.
That's
But
awful.
I did get on Tornado, which is an intimate invert, and that was quite a rare credit. So I'm very happy with that. It was pretty decent. It was kind of dangerous because I was about 10 centimeters over the height limit, but you know, gotta get the cred. And Park Warner, very solid park. Better theming than I expected. Um, they have the likes of Skyfall, so the giant inverted boomerang for Coma. They got a Batman clone. They have a giant Woody, which is probably the most boring Woody I've ever been on Coaster Express.
Ah, yeah, that's what it's called.
It looks quite impressive, and it got a retrack over the summer, but it's just boring as can be. There is no force on that ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good to get out of the country again to get some new credits. So that was the main thing over the summer.
What was the highlight ride of the trip?
Probably, I would say my night ride on Superman at Park Warner, which is the B&M floorless.
Not your night ride on Batman with the VR.
No.
How was the VR on Batman? As VR goes.
It was nothing special. It was kind of all over the place. It was
Yeah.
well, as you can imagine, it was themed around Batman.
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah, it just all went a bit like, I don't know. I didn't really like it. The graphics weren't even too bad, but the whole VR story, I guess, didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
It was kind of all over the place. But I guess it was okay
Fair enough.
in the end. I preferred it over Galacticas, but that's
Really?
because but that's only because when I went on Galactica with VR, it was like not like synced properly.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I didn't really get the proper experience on that.
Yeah. Aaron,
Yeah.
you're getting several compliments about both your looks and your hair.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. I do have a new hairstyle.
Well,
That only shows how long we haven't streamed
I
for
know,
because
so bad.
I've had this look since like, well, literally since a couple weeks after the last stream, I guess. Yeah.
Aaron, your hair is hot. People keep saying, Alexa, play Despacito. Good thing I don't have an Alexa.
Yeah.
Yet. What do you mean, yet? I've got a Google
You
Home.
do have yeah.
Yeah. I could ask Google
But
to play.
what about your theme park stories, Harry?
Well, after the trip with the American dudes, I went to two parks. So first was Liseberg, in Gothenburg, Sweden, and the second was a small, unheard of park called Phantasialand. Um,
I've only heard bad stories about that place.
yeah. So let's talk about Liseberg first. Great park, honestly, really enjoyed it. Helix, I was expecting to be not trash. I was expecting it to be meh, right? Because Blue Fire, I was really disappointed by. Icon, Icon met my expectations, so I was like, oh, Helix is meant to be this really, really good coaster. No way. No way. So I went in with very low expectations, and by God, my God, I was blown away. First ride, middle of the train, literally, probably, we were in about a 15-minute queue, so it was very early in the day, and it was a fantastic ride. Airtime packed, forceful, speedy from the get-go, which not all coasters are great at the start of the day. So yeah, no, Helix, such a great ride. What everyone says about it is true. The launches are weak as anything. They're not launches at all, really. They just kind of make you go a tiny bit faster. Um, I like to say that they kind of maintain your speed. They give you altitude, but not really more speed. Um, but yeah, Helix is now my number 2 coaster. Really great ride. If you have the chance to go to Liseberg, yeah, go. Because it's not only about there's obviously more coasters, like Valkyria was the new for 2018 edition at Liseberg, and again that one was very good for what it was, a B&M dive coaster, one of the smaller models. It has a pretty decent theme, the kind of myths and legends theme, and also it has a very quite unique layout for a mini B&M dive coaster. So those two things combined made it quite a good ride. I mean, it's a dive coaster nonetheless, so it's not the most intense or not the most forceful or not the most airtime packed, but still it's a fantastic coaster. Really liked Boulder as well. Boulder was fun. People don't rate it, but I really really like it. Just airtime galore basically. There was a Liseberg Barnum, and that was the Zera coaster made by Anton, well, designed by Anton Schwarzkopf. And that was alright. Interesting use of the terrain. What kind of I didn't expect at Liseberg was the amount of flat rides they've got. There is a huge collection of
Their
flat rides.
lineup is insane.
Yes, the flat ride lineup is fantastic. And
they're all good. It's not even quantity, it's also quality.
Yeah, no. We managed to pretty much do all of the flat rides. And yeah, no, as Aaron said, they've got a collection of good ones, not just crap ones. So, favourites were definitely Loki, the Intamin gyro swing, and also they've got a Gerstlauer. I don't know how you say this, like Polypa, the polypine ones.
I don't know.
Polyp. Yeah, they've got one of those, and I'd never been on one of those before. It's the the little kind of like, imagine it looks like an octopus, and it kind of rotates like that, and then each individual arm also rotates. And that it was way better than I expected it to be. So, yeah, Liseberg, fantastic park. Fantasyland, it's alright. The more I think back to Fantasyland, the less everyone really hypes up Fantasyland, and in all honesty, I don't think it's as good as people say it is. I mean, they've got some really great theming. Andrew's dead. They've got some really great theming and some quality rides, obviously. But Fantasyland is quite a small park in the fact that outside of the core attractions, the quality and kind of amount of rides deteriorates quickly, you know? I mean, I haven't done any of the terrible dark rides at Fantasyland because apparently they are terrible. Welcome back, Andrew.
What makes you say that? Hollywood tour is
Sorry about
amazing.
that.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Fantasyland is a park that can do with more, and as Aron Theme Park World just said, Fly is more. I think Fantasyland, when Fly gets constructed and finally opened, that park will be quite a bit higher. You know, it needs something else. It needs another large-scale coaster, and that is what Fly is. But Taron also kind of let me down a little bit, really, which was a shame. Taron's launches weren't as good as I was expecting. The airtime wasn't as good as I was expecting. There's some really whippy transitions, some really nice force, but still, yeah. I feel like I didn't.
But it's still your number 3, though.
Yeah, it's still my number 3. It's not like it's awful. No.
You're making it sound terrible.
No. It's a great coaster. Yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, which was a real shame. But again, I have only been to these parks once, and you can never really judge some of the rides the first time. I might have got bad rides on Taron, I might have got god tier rides on Helix, So the real question is, getting back to these parks and experiencing them for a second time, because then not only do you get to ride the coasters more, but then you get to experience some of the park that you didn't maybe experience before or see before. You might have missed something. And I think it's a lot more relaxed the second time you go to a theme park, because you've already been, you already know what you're doing, and then you can just do the stuff that you like and the stuff that you missed out before. So I'm very excited to hopefully go back to Fantasyland when Fly opens at some point. And yeah, I'll definitely be going back to Liseberg at some point as well. We're getting so many questions. Well, so many people telling us to play Kahoot.
Yeah, but
I
I don't think it's happening.
What even is Kahoot?
I think they mean Quiplash, but
Oh, do they?
yeah, they mean Quiplash.
Oh,
We don't.
nice.
Kahoot is the worst version of Quiplash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we're not playing that then. Definitely not.
You never played Kahoot, Harry.
No.
We always played that at uni.
Oh, really?
you did it
During
at uni?
lectures.
Well,
Well,
we did
yeah.
it I did it in high school, not we haven't.
I
used it
mean,
in uni.
same, but like lecturers still use it in uni. It's just a website where you can put a question and people can just answer it, basically, and it shows you the statistics.
Yeah.
Could I just have do a quick shout out to Hemming Productions? Great lad, quality guy. He's listening downstairs right now, Great guy. Jeez. Yeah, sorry that I don't know what Kahoot is. Someone said that Kahoot isn't Quiplash. I don't know if that's true or not.
It's the same essence. You
Same essence.
There's a screen, use a phone to answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Fair enough. Love you, man. Love you too. Anyway, what else have we got to talk about?
Any Halloween plans for you guys?
Yeah, that's a good question, Andrew. Halloween plans?
I might. It's very likely I'm going to King's Dominion Haunt.
Oh.
But I'm not doing any haunt mazes. So.
Just night rides.
Just Intimidator and Timbers. That's it.
Yeah. Sounds good. Aron?
I'm going to Wallaby Fright Nights on Saturday, the 20th. And I'm a big pussy, so I won't be doing any of the mazes.
You're doing the free maze.
I will probably do the free maze, yes, but that one isn't quite as intense as the paid ones. But yeah, it's the first time for me ever going to a Friday nights kind of thing because it has never really been my kind of event. But I'm curious how it's gonna be, and it's also nice to both get some night rides on Goliath and Lost Gravity, and to get to say goodbye to Robin Hood one last time.
This
Because
is
we'll be
true.
closing on the 28th, the last Friday nights.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting. I mean, you finally get.
Slagharen.
Provide the calcium.
What does provide the calcium mean?
It's going off the skeleton, I guess.
Well, at least you get to ride Goliath in the dark finally.
Yes.
I'm sure that is a very, very, very good coaster, especially once it's
Yeah.
warmed up throughout the whole
Mhm.
day.
I'm very
Boy.
excited for that ride. Yeah.
That
I'm not so excited for the queues, but you know,
No.
gotta sacrifice something.
This is true. The queues are going to be horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Aaron is going to Wallaby Holland on the 20th, and I'll be at Alton Towers Scarefest on the 20th. So,
I'll be at Kitty on the 20th. Okay.
you are.
That's the planned date so far.
Oh wow, that's so weird that we're all at Halloween events on Saturday
Yeah.
20th. Weird, but unlike Aaron, I'm not a big baby, kind of. So I will be experiencing the mazes on Towers for the first time, and I am very, very excited to do that. I'm ready to be scared, ready to have a laugh, ready to enjoy myself. Obviously, it's not only about the mazes, but riding stuff in the dark as well. But as Aaron said, the queues are going to be horrendous because they are all Halloween events. So yeah, I checked last night, so the Saturday before the Saturday we're all going, and Wicker Man was peaking at like 2.5 hour queues.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, oh, this is not good. I want that night ride on
Yeah,
Wicker Man.
those are the moments where you're like, are we even doing this for fun? Like we're paying a pretty big amount for this, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. Well,
It's only once a year. We'll deal with
exactly.
it.
The interesting thing was the park closed at 9, and Wicker Man yesterday was at 2.5 hour queue at 9. So if you were to join that queue at 9, you wouldn't get on the ride until 11:30, right?
Yeah.
But someone joined it, and they said the queue was only 80 minutes. And I think 80 minutes is reasonable.
So the time displayed was off.
Was wrong, but I think that's partially because they don't want people joining the queue to the point where the workers don't get to go home for ages.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
at 9, the fast pass queue and the disabled queue close, so only the main queue is feeding into the actual ride itself. And there's no staff breaks as well because everyone just wants to go home. So basically,
do they keep the queues open until 11?
Until 9. The queues close at 9, but the rides
all
operate.
Queues do.
Yeah, but the rides
Yeah.
operate
Okay.
until the queues are empty. So
Yeah.
after 9, all the throughput speed up because there's no fast pass and there's no disabled guests.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's probably why the queue time was 250, but really it was 80. So I think 80 is reasonable to get the last ride of the day on Wicker Man at night. It's pretty cool. So if all goes well, I think we'll be doing that. Get that one final ride in. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you're doing any Halloween plans or have already been to any Halloween events this year. Because really, I mean, I'm definitely not a very big Halloween guy. I don't know about you two, but
No, I am definitely not a big Halloween guy.
No.
I can see why people like it though, and I do like that it's such a kind of like a final little spike of the season after school started again.
Yeah.
And for parks like Wallaby, it's literally the time of year where they make the most money. Like
Slagharen.
it's the only
Alton
time you'll
Towers
see Wallaby
SW9
queues go
prediction
over
and where
half
will
an
it
hour.
be?
It's insane.
It is mad. So Lily said she went to Thorpe Fright Nights. Thorpe Fright Nights. Cal said the same. How is Thorpe Fright Nights today? This year, I should say. And we did get a question from yes, which we'll answer shortly after we're done with Halloween events. Alicia said going to King's Island for a second time, but I'm so scared I bought a no boo light up necklace.
Mm.
You know
Don't
what
worry,
those
I'll do
are?
the same.
You
I'll do the same.
You could have bought one.
Yeah, because the thing is, I don't like characters coming up on me because if I get approached by this character, I usually get to that flight or fight response, and usually it's a fight response.
Jeez,
So
Andrew.
don't want to punch an actor because that would be bad for me
What a
and
baby.
them. I mean, I'm doing it so I don't get ejected from the park.
Well, yeah,
but
but you have to pay, don't you? How much is a Nobu
$5.
necklace? Five big
$5.
ones. Whoa. Aaron said he's going to Alton Towers on the 19th. Sad face, one day early. That is the shame. At least you'll have less busy queues than what I will.
Yeah. The Fridays are usually a lot better.
Definitely. What else we got? That's about it. The
Yeah.
Codemaster says just smile and wave at scare actors, then they won't spook you. There you go. Top tip, boys. Smile and wave. At King's Island, it's $13 for a Nobu necklace.
Really?
Damn.
Holy moly!
To be fair, we don't even have them.
No, you just gotta.
I know
You just
that,
gotta deal with it.
Toverland used to have them. I'm not sure if
Really?
they still do. But like parks like Wallaby, they don't even have
Yeah.
them.
Wow.
that-
That's
That's
mad.
surprising. Wow.
Yeah.
The ones I've gotten were all $5.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
Hmm.
But no, I'm looking forward to going to Scarefest. I go every year, even though I don't really go in the mazes. So it's kind of become a tradition, you know. As Aaron said, it's the last time in the season that you can go to these theme parks. So I make sure to go in October so that I don't have to wait a whole 7 months to go back on roller coasters.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a long off season though.
for you guys at least.
Yep.
Those have Great Adventure up to January, so that works out for me.
Saying that, Blackpool opens in the weekends in February, so I'd love to go to the Blackpool opening weekend in February. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I might be going to Phantasialand's winter
Oh yeah, Winterbarn.
period. Yeah.
Yes.
So I can get a cheeky dark ride on or night ride on Terran.
I'm sure that's fantastic, honestly.
Mm.
But you can. I mean, I'm sure you'll tell me. Yeah. So, good plans. Anyway, going all the way back. Yes, asked or said. Alton Towers SW9 prediction, and where will it be? Come on, guys. What do you think?
Wait, we're going to the next big boy ride for AT already?
I guess so. If the SW9 would probably be like a thrill coaster, I guess, based on their kind of pattern of family thrill. Any ideas what Towers needs? Do you think?
I mean, I feel like you would answer that they need to get rid of Rita because it opens up a big portion of the park.
Yep.
And then probably get like a big Gurst back there.
Nah, what you do, mate? Or you could get Gurst to do it, but I always say get rid of Rita because it doesn't fit and it's not garbage, but it's boring. And whack in a cheeky, intimate, multi-launch coaster.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the thing. Like, Alton Towers is pretty restrained in their height limit, obviously, so a launch coaster is usually the best bet to go if they really want a thrill coaster.
Yep. No, that'd be perfect. If you got rid of Rita, you'd have so much open space to make the whole area look nicer. Then, towards the back of Rita, or the back of where 13 is, you just put that most of the layout all the way around there, using the hillside, going all the way around the dark forest. Be great. It would be great. So that's what I'd love to see. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I know what's going to happen?
When do you think they're going to get their new big ride? How many years from now?
Well, usually all of Merlin's investments are 4-year cycles. But then if you look at Towers, it was a 5-year between Smiler and Wickerman. But I guess that was because of the crash, mainly. I'd probably think so. So I'd like it to be 4 years. I'd like it even more to be 3 years. But
Of
no,
course.
I
Yeah.
think 2022 is probably a good idea. But in all honesty, I'd rather see Towers just delete Cloud Cuckoo Land and build a whole new area as the next big development, rather than just the
And get
coaster.
some flat rides.
Yes. So in between now and the next big coaster, 2 like thrill flats would be great. And then a whole new area with like something like a Vekoma suspended. A family
Really?
of a family Vekoma
Oh,
suspended
a
coaster.
family.
That's what I
Okay.
meant, sorry,
Okay.
not an SLC. Something like that, or quad bike coaster, the Intamin quad bikes.
Oh yes, those are very good.
So like a family, a smaller scale family coaster, something
Mhm.
not the scale of 13 or Wicker Man, but something more like Spinball, that kind of scale, with a
Yeah.
new area, just more family stuff that's outside of, I guess, the other family areas. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see, a nice new themed area.
How
Don't think
about
it's
an
gonna happen.
X-Car coaster from 2005?
No, it doesn't work anyway. It's broke.
Yeah. Didn't the whole like car break off the
I
wheel
don't know.
structure thing?
Probably. I don't know how well
It
Joe
sounded
Tamana
quite
maintains
bad.
stuff, but yeah, probably not well. Christian says, not Christian, Marigin, that's probably butchered that name, says a Gerstar
My
family
dang.
coaster. Yeah, well, a Gerstar family coaster would be alright. It's kind
I
of
feel
similar
like
to
Yeah,
if
13.
you yeah, that's the thing. It would be very similar to 13.
Yeah. So, a launch, like a family launch would be cool, definitely. Because then,
But isn't 13 a launch coaster for some people?
well, 13 has better
It
launches than...
launches backwards.
13,
So
13 has better
kinda.
launches than all of Mac's collection of launch coasters, so...
Okay
Oof.
then.
Oof.
It's true. 13's got more of a punch. Most definitely. There you go. Codemaster says 13 is a launch coaster. It's actually a how many launches? Double launch coaster, Launch backwards, launch forwards.
Oh yeah.
So
Wow.
there you go.
Multi-launch coaster.
Multi-launch coaster with a vertical drop track. What more do you
Yes.
want? Come on. It's gonna outdo the Efteling's coaster. Easy.
Honestly, it will though.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing what Efteling come up with.
I'm kind of hoping. Well, we're talking the 2021 edition now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping for something like Fire Chaser Express.
Yes, that would be very good.
That would be very nice. Yeah, I mean, a circus theme. I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. And they said that in the area there's also gonna be some smaller rides. So they have looked at some junior drop towers before, so they might still get those in. But we'll see. Should be good though.
Yeah, no, it should be.
3 coasters in 2 years actually, which is not bad.
No, but I mean, 2 of them are
Yeah, but it's still 2
together.
coasters
It's
then.
true. 2 creds. It's all about the creds, guys. It's all about those creds.
It's amazing for the throughput though.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Fire Chaser Express is awful, but maybe I'm just salty that Lightning Rod wasn't open. You're
I
definitely
think you
salty.
were
Yeah.
salty, yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I'd say that.
See you, Plushy Studios. Sorry about this very creaky chair. Yeah.
All right, so we're on discussion, I guess. Or
What was that, Andrew? Sorry.
we're on a discussion, I guess.
I mean, yeah, we should have been.
Oh.
Just slowly move that over. So yeah, no, let's have some questions. Questions everywhere.
We should make that into a theme.
Oh, we should. Be a great thing, wouldn't it? Then we could make
Yeah.
it part of a show, something like
Like a weekly show.
Coasterbot Weekly.
Oh,
and-
My
and-
YouTube Red.
Yeah, and then we can have something like merch paradise or something like that. That'd be really good.
That's good.
And interact with Me, that's a good segment. Love that
We'll
one.
talk about that off screen.
Yeah.
Coming 2019.
Coaster bot.
So,
Quickly. Go ahead, Andrew.
so I just have someone saying Cedar Point's new attraction thoughts. So, as far as I'm
Oh,
aware, it's like
right.
a rope. Is it just a rope course? Is that what it is?
Is it actually?
It's some adventure course. If I'm wrong, please yell at me in the chat. But I'm pretty sure they're removing Dinos Alive for an adventure course. And
Yeah, maybe.
I'm very neutral on it. I don't care.
Same.
That's my thoughts on it.
Adventure courses are like, you don't really have an opinion on them. It's just like, it's something, but no one really cares.
It's probably going to be helpful. It's going to be good, I guess. But
It's
I don't know.
like, compared to like the Steel Vengeance edition, it's not up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. What have we done?
Right, so
Oh my god. Thought Park 2020 hyper or nah?
It's gonna be a mini dive confirmed.
Mini dive confirmed. Honestly, at this point, I have no idea what.
That's what everybody's saying still, though.
No, yeah, but everyone says it.
That rumor's still going strong.
Yeah, but the rumor.
Yeah.
The rumor's just based on what we've seen the other Merlin parks get,
Yeah.
But then you could argue that Soar is Thorpe Park's dive coaster, in a way, because they both have that signature drop. So I honestly don't know what Thorpe are going to get for 2020, but I really, really hope it's not a dive coaster.
I think it might be a GCI. I'm leaning towards a GCI for Thorpe.
Mate, if Thorpe got a big GCI, that'd be ace. That'd be my favourite coaster there, easy. Without a question.
How about a cheeky RES rollerball? The chicken coaster?
Oh, yes.
Which has now opened.
That lift hill, it literally takes over a minute to get up the lift hill. It is so incredibly slow.
Yeah. Why don't we have two of them, like, next to each other, and then you race?
Oh, yeah.
How good would that be?
Yes.
Be perfect.
You can just attach the same track to the same
other
structure.
side.
Easy.
Yeah. No problem. Done. Yeah. No, honestly, people say Thorpe Park Hypercoaster. I don't know how you'd fit a hypercoaster at Thorpe. People say Thorpe Park RMC. If Thorpe got an RMC, everyone would literally die.
Just build it over the water.
Yeah.
Easy.
At this point, who knows what Thorpe are going to get?
It could be an SNS for all we know.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even think Thorpe know what they're going to get.
Just announce the roller coaster, get a Larson loop. Easy.
Yeah, easy one. It's getting a bit late though, because realistically, we don't have to see Thorpe's planning permission doesn't have to be public anymore. But realistically, we would have seen it now.
Yeah.
Plans are usually in the autumn season of 2 years before. So
yeah, it kind of depends on the scale of the ride usually.
Yeah, but I think Smilers was around October, November of 2011.
Yeah.
So Wicker Man's was even earlier. That was April of 2016. So
yeah. I guess it's mostly Merlin that likes to announce rides 2 years before. I think most US and like European parks do it 1 year.
Merlin don't announce the rides at all.
Well, yeah, but like when it starts to with like the initial hints and stuff.
Oh yeah, the hints start as soon as construction starts. But I think there's a big difference between hinting. I like hinting though. I think it's nice. I don't like when they just give away everything straight away. Like Blackpool did with Icon
of course.
Year and a bit early. I'm like, I don't care about this ride anymore. The hype's gone. My favourite ride's gone. But yeah. So, who knows what Thorpe's going to get? Basically, that's the gist.
New chain for the Swarm.
Yeah, you'd want that before 2020.
Yeah, ideally. Yeah.
knowing Thorpe, probably I wouldn't put them down to not opening it. Philip says Kentucky Flyer. Thoughts?
I like it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all right. I mean, that was the one that was in Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
cheeky meme.
It was a
I don't know
cheeky
why
meme.
the park chose to do that, but it was amusing, I guess.
I mean, if it got attention, it got attention. So
That's true.
It's true. It's cheap. You just get someone at the park to make it, based
Yeah.
on what the plans are.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. Usually those gravity group coasters are quite small scale, so it wasn't really. It's nothing
they're-
too insane, but it's
they're
good
very
for
good
the park's lineup.
It's very similar to say Oscar's Wacky Taxi or Wooden Warriors we discussed earlier in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say Second Kingdom has a thing for ejector airtime. Clearly,
Yeah.
not
no,
sure
I
why,
like it.
but they do.
Hmm.
Someone made a good question here, or wrote a good question. Void Skiz. What is more a destination park? The UK parks or Swedish parks for a Dutch guy?
Ooh.
Like, I think that's remarkably different. If you think Swedish parks, you think what? Liseberg, Kolmarden,
Martin,
with one
Gröna
coaster in it. One big
Gröna
coaster.
Lund.
And then, Groenland. Whereas,
And then for
You-
UK, it's AT, Thorpe, and Blackpool.
yeah. But there's
I
even
mean,
more that you
first
can
of
go
all,
to.
both are great trips.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
But
I honestly don't know. I would say if I had the choice, I would I've been to the UK, so for me Sweden is more tempting, I guess.
Yeah.
But if I were in the same position, I'd probably pick the UK first.
so would I.
Because it is more, I guess, well, you get more credits for your money.
Yeah.
Kinda. Like
But
the UK itself is a lot cheaper to go to. Sweden, only the flight there is really expensive. And getting to the UK can be done like a return ticket for under 100 euros.
Yeah.
So if finance is like a factor, definitely go for the UK. And if you care about like top coasters, then Sweden is probably the better pick. But I would say that overall the UK parks have a little bit more to offer because
Yeah.
in Sweden only Liseberg is like a proper full theme park. Grönalund is as well, but they don't really have that like banger attraction. And then Kolmarden is essentially a zoo with one amazing roller coaster.
Yep.
So I would probably say the UK, but
Yeah, I definitely agree.
definitely keep Sweden in the back of your mind for
Yeah.
like next year, whenever your next trip is going to be.
Yeah. I think as you said, you get more park for your money.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'd say the UK. But both are very good. Favorite park? How many times have we had this one?
Probably every stream.
I don't even know what my favorite park is.
Oh, it's a difficult one.
For me, it's Dollywood by a mile.
There you go.
I used to
Even
always say
without,
Europa Park, but it's probably between Europa Park and Phantasialand.
I wouldn't even say Phantasialand.
I know you wouldn't, but I would.
I don't know what happened with Phantasialand. Don't know what happened.
It seems to just be you.
Yeah, no, well, maybe. It's a good park. It's just like, I don't know.
Maybe you just look for other things in parks.
Yeah, I think I do. I think, yeah. Ah, well, it's not a bad
It's
park by any
alright.
means, It's really good. No, I truly couldn't answer that question. I don't know. It's too difficult,
Yeah.
especially when you have a bias against all the parks that you go to a lot, and you have a bias towards countries that you can't get to, kind of thing. So, or you don't go to often.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a hard question. Silver Dollar City or CP for me, says W. Christman, was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, fair enough. Cedar Point looks good, but
It
at the same time, it looks like, you know?
Cedar
Yeah,
Point is good, but it gets way too crowded for my liking.
Yeah.
yeah.
I went on weekdays and the Steel Vengeance queue when we had Fastlane Plus. It was a 45-minute wait with Fastlane Plus for Steel Vengeance,
Yeah,
which
that's bad.
That's mad.
like even for the other big rides, it was just too crowded for my opinion, for my
Yeah.
liking of the park.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's not something the park can really
Yeah, it's not their
regulate.
fault, and it's good that they're crowded.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
doing that, but it
Yeah.
just it wasn't as good for someone who spent a lot of money on a Fastlane Plus.
Yeah,
Especially for parks that have so much to offer that even on that days you would need like the whole day to get everything done. It's just annoying when it's so crowded that you can only get a couple rides in out of like the 18 coasters that they have.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like Cedar Point. It's a great park, but I just found myself enjoying other parks more.
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah.
So
Void Skid says Hershey Park's definitely up there. Zach said Animal Kingdom, I think. What he said? Yep. I mean, that's only because of Flight of Passage. Charlie asks, how long do you think there... Ugh. It's a very good question. How long do you think there is left for dying parks like Pleasurewood Hills and Drayton? I would even add Oakwood to that list of dying parks. Oakwood seems like it is not in a good place at all.
Slagharen.
Hi.
Hello,
Yeah.
Theme Park Central. How is it going? No, but yeah, there's so many UK parks that I feel like are on or are heading
On
towards the
decline.
demise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Oakwood's gonna last that much longer. At current trajectories, I don't think Drayton's gonna last that much longer.
Especially without G4s, that's just that was always obviously they have Shockwave, but I always felt like G-Force was kind of like the main ride at the park, and losing that is just a death blow, basically.
G-Force was a flagship. I think what Drayton has, which I mean, Pleasurewood Hills is a coaster in Norfolk, a theme park in Norfolk, which is kind of obscure and out of the way. I'm not really sure how well that's doing, but I think what Drayton has, which many other UK parks that are on the demise don't, is a flagship children's area. You know, Thomasland. That's the only thing that's keeping that park alive. And also, Drayton has a hotel, which I guess could be beneficial to them. So I think Drayton stands a better chance than the other smaller parks in the UK, like Oakwood and like someone said, like Water Valley.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
bad thing for Drayton is that the fact that G4 is actually broke, they are not going to be able to sell it. Like,
No.
it's just going to be scrapped, which costs money already.
Yep.
And then they're going to need even more budget for a new ride, even though it looks like the park has had about zero budget for the last, like, 10 years. So they're definitely going to have to be creative with their investment. I mean, they might go for like a new ride type that may be a bit cheaper because it hasn't been built before, something like that.
maybe, who knows?
But they're definitely gonna need some kind of replacement, or it's just only gonna go downhill real fast, I think.
I definitely agree. Yeah, that park needs something.
And for Lightwater Valley, just RMC the Ultimate. Easy.
Yeah, some sort of major overhaul of the Ultimate would be pretty awesome. But
Honestly, it has they have the area to build an amazing Woody there, but the Ultimate isn't quite an amazing ride.
So don't change it until I get to ride it first, you know? I want to experience the
Mm,
jank that is the
true.
ultimate.
I need that British rail cred.
Yeah. Defunct manufacturer cred.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, the ultimate looks like it exists. And that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. What a coaster. RMC Megaphobia. No, just get GCI to retract Megaphobia, and then it'll be good. Because that thing is very rough.
Yeah, the layout isn't terrible.
No. Layout's great. It rides really well on the front row. The front row is pretty smooth, but any other row is very shaky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would love to see it retract, but Oakwood can't even afford to get a new ride, let alone retract their old one. So,
Yeah,
and there's no point retracting their old coaster because they can't market that.
very
So
true.
Oakwood is not doing anything soon. People make the joke of RMC Wicker Man. Funny meme. You can't even fit an RMC in there, or at least you can't even fit a tall one in there.
Just make it a launch RMC.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about the reliability of those things.
Same.
Oh my goodness.
Same. Brian says a Vekoma Bermuda Blitz is cheap and would be great to replace G-Force. G-Force's spot is
Plot.
very, very small. Yeah, plot, that's probably
Yeah.
what I was going for.
G-Force has a tiny footprint.
So I
Yeah.
highly doubt you could fit much in there.
And
Outside
to
of
say that a Bermuda Blitz is cheap, I wouldn't call it. It's still quite expensive.
Yeah,
I
on the
would
grand
say
scale.
if you would have Intamin make a coaster like that with the same layout, it's going to be more expensive. But
Mhm.
as a ride itself, it's still going to be a good, like, I'd probably guess about 12 million ish.
Yeah, I don't know how much it was.
It's going to be quite expensive.
Someone says a Eurofighter. Honestly, I think Alton Towers, Thought Park, Traitor Manor definitely shouldn't invest in a thrill coaster. I feel like they're too much of a family park now to try and get the thrill seekers back. I feel like there's no point. I really think something of a more family edition, you know, like a Vekoma family suspended coaster, or even maybe, you know, we were talking about Wacky Taxi earlier, even maybe something like that, to try and draw in crowds. But yeah, no, I can't imagine. Can't imagine something big. Let Coaster was only 4.3 million euro.
Yeah.
It
I
seems
just
so
saw.
wrong.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
No,
I mean,
maybe they got a big ass deal because it's like,
they probably got some kind of deal.
yeah,
And
It was.
also the fact that the Polish parks are very much sponsored by the government, so that might have played a role in the calculations too.
yeah. What were you gonna say, Andrew?
Just that you could say it was a prototype as well. I mean, technically it's not, but usually prototypes go for a bit cheaper than the
Yeah,
later versions do. As we saw with RMC, like we saw New Texas Giant was about what $11 million for that ride.
right.
But then like apparently Steel Vengeance was pushing the 20 million price range
Yeah.
or so. And they're
Yeah.
both similar scale, for lack of a better comparison.
Yeah,
So it
in
could
a
have been
way.
that it was not the first of its kind. It's the only way to get that sale is if they have a low cost, so the risk, because the park took a risk getting that investment because it's never been done by a manufacturer before.
Yeah.
So
So no, maybe Vekoma's just trying to make money off, not on installations but more on upkeep. You know.
mhm.
So. Aron's Theme Park World says Gold Rush cost 5 million. Yep. But you know LSMs are expensive. Launches are expensive, so that's why it
Yeah.
costs so much. Yeah.
So questions. I saw someone asking what we think about Firehawk.
Oh
So
yes. Go on, Andrew. Lead the discussion.
So first of all, I cannot wait to get at Dorney Park for the 2019 season. It's going to be a fantastic ride. Tallest flying coaster Northeast.
Yep. What's it called?
Can't wait.
Not Firehawk.
Desert Hawk.
Desert
Desert
Hawk.
Hawk.
Yes. Can't wait
Gonna
for that
replace-
one.
gonna be replacing our other Vekoma Stinger because that died out of nowhere, and I can't wait to operate it. Maybe.
Good luck.
No, I'm not. If I don't think it's gonna come. I think it's getting scrapped.
Get ripped
Honestly,
down. Yeah.
yeah. There's no need for it. I personally didn't like Firehawk. I thought it was the worst Vekoma player of the 3 in the United States.
Okay.
But I'm happy to see it go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're probably going to get something else to replace it. So.
Yeah, the popular thing is a Giga, which
Yeah. These parks, man, in America. You know,
Yeah.
in Europe, we crave hypercoasters, and all of these parks already have hypercoasters going. Oh yeah, let's just build a giga coaster. It's like, okay, thank you, very kind.
I mean,
At least we have some theming though.
well, Kings Island is kind of the worst train park I've ever been to. So
Really?
yeah,
Why?
Okay.
I didn't like it. It just wasn't my taste.
Yeah.
Left it more annoyed than happy. So
How come?
I couldn't. I tried to explain, but every time I explain it, it just ends with me getting yelled at by other people. I'm just gonna say it was not my kind of park.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I can see that.
Like, kind of like how you feel about Fantasia Land, almost like not to that extent,
Yeah.
but like I was told, people say, "Oh, Kings Island is better than Cedar Point" to some people.
Yeah.
I had a very high expectation going into it, and I was greeted with a very basic theme park.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's fair enough.
Yeah, so I don't know. My expectations might have been a mess for that park. So
It's just true. That's the difficult thing about only going to parks, once.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need multiple times to experience everything, or at least, see what things are like.
yeah, but I mean, if you like Kings Island, power to you. But I do not plan to go back there, and I'm glad Firehawk is gone. So that's my hot opinion of the stream.
There we go. One spicy opinion.
I feel like there are more people that are okay with seeing Firehawk go though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a logical decision by the park,
Oh yeah.
given that the parts aren't even available anymore because Vekoma doesn't really do Flying Dutchman anymore.
Well, this is it. The other
So,
Cedar Fair parks can now use
what's
Firehawks.
left?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
left of Firehawk to keep
Night-
theirs going.
So
Mhm.
that's just Nighthawk then.
Oh, is that just night? I don't know which parks have them.
Nighthawk is the only one in Cedar Fair. Then Batwing is the Six Flags one.
Ah, well, yeah, okay.
But
The other one.
that one has had trouble all season, from what
Yeah.
I'm understanding, and
Okay.
down for most of the year.
Well, yeah. At least Nighthawk then gets to run a little longer.
Just a bit.
Just a smidge. Yeah. Shall we go
So-
into the quiz?
I
Sure.
think it's about time.
Are people excited to be quizzed?
If you're ready to
Do
be
we still have the
quizzed-
score sheet somewhere?
Andrew,
Let me. dig
please
for
say
it.
we do. You can trade in the points for prizes.
Okay. Yes, I still have it.
Points mean
Nice.
prizes.
I'll send you a screenshot.
You don't have to, honestly. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I have it. So
Okay. Well,
I guess. Do you want me to start us?
yeah,
or-
Andrew, you start. Question numero uno.
So the first question is. Let me just get this prepared.
One
There
sec.
we go.
Benjamin just said, "Oh my God, your name is Harry." I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Weird. Okay. Question number one.
Wait. Quick question, Harry.
Yes.
Is this in terms of height or in length? Just so we can clarify this.
Length.
Okay.
But that's what
So-
shortest means, like length.
Okay. Just so we can clarify it for the audience.
Okay, it's length.
All right. So what is the shortest traditional B&M inverted coaster? So what has the shortest track length for a traditional 4-cross B&M invert? Nemesis, no.
Flight deck.
And Zach got it. Yep, it's Flight Deck.
Well
and
done,
I don't know the
Zach.
name off the top of my head.
Well done.
All right. So Aaron, will get the next one.
All right.
Let the chat let the chat kind of just
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
pan out a bit. Black Mamba.
All right, guys. So for this question, I would actually like to hear the ride and the park, just to make
Spice it
it
up.
slightly more difficult,
So
I guess.
you have to write only answers that have both the ride and the park that the ride is located at
Yes.
win or win.
Acronyms are accepted, I guess.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Well, I mean,
No, it's not really.
almost
Is it?
all fucking marks have them.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the question. What was the first floorless B&M dive coaster? Kahoot
where
is
was it?
not the right answer, unfortunately.
What and where?
And we also need the park.
I was saying Shikra, but as a reminder, Shikra opened with floor trains. But and Philippe Chauvel, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. He got rid of it was
Yep.
Griffin Push Gardens Williamsburg. So Shikra opened with floor trains when it opened in 2005,
5?
I guess.
Yeah, I think it's 2005.
However, Griffin, when it was open, it opened with floorless trains, and Shikra still had floor trains at that time. It wasn't until the year or two afterwards Shikra got the floorless trains as today.
Good question. So, congrats to.
I have to add that in there.
Well done, Andrew.
Philip.
Who was it? Philippe Chauvel.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell that. I got it.
If you don't believe him, just go on RCDB because it tells you all there. Anyway, I guess it's my go. Oh, here's a spicy question. So, what is the maximum vertical angle on boulder at Liseberg? You know, the maximum vertical angle achieved on this roller coaster.
Liseberg.
It's Liseberg, I have you know.
And
There we go.
someone got it, so
Yeah.
that's new.
Oh, that's a shame. Look at that. Such a range there, though. So, SNY YouTube, I assume that is. Well done. It is in fact 70 degrees. Interesting. Andrew taught me that one. Andrew taught me all of these. Do you want to plug your quiz up?
We don't talk about that dark age of my life.
Wow.
So I guess I'll get the next question to keep it going.
Well done
So
for everyone who guessed 70. I mean, it's pretty. I would never have got that, so good stuff.
Yeah, a little obscure unless RCDB is on the other tab and you just
Googled it. Yeah,
Yeah.
please don't do that.
This one is the easiest to look up, though.
okay.
We try to have questions that are not too easy to look up quickly.
All right, so this one is: what was GCI's first dual track coaster, and where was it?
Oh, we're having the where as well. We need the where.
First dual track. That means there's two of them. It's 2 credits. No one's got it yet. And Miles Sampson got it with Gwazi at BGT.
Yep.
So
Interesting that so many people like keep saying the one after or like the one next to it. It's very, very close. Yeah, no, Gwazi opened the year before Lightning Racer. Because Lightning Racer opened with Millennium Flyers, but Gwazi did not. Gold Rush at Sakharan was the first twin-tracked GCI coaster, according to my boy Hemon.
I believe it.
So well done.
All right.
Aron?
And we have one more.
Up is the last question. And this last question is: what was the first Gerstlauer roller coaster with both a lift hill and a launch? And we want the right spelling for this one.
And I guess
Silver Cipher, is that right?
Yeah, Silver Cipher.
There we go.
Zach Farron, Novra God. Nice. So many people
Alright.
butchered the spelling.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Takabishi is a very solid guess. That was my first
Takapisha.
my first thought when I saw the question too.
Fluk von Novogorod. Yes. The one at Tripstro.
So for the two people in the lead, we have both Zach Farron and Patrick Kim, who have 4 points each.
Whoa.
That's a tie for first. And then you have Dr. Duat from way back, who has 3 points. So, and the rest are like 1 or 2.
Fair enough. There we go, boys.
And these points will be used for something at some later date. We don't know what.
Redeemed. Points mean prizes. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll follow up on that.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe.
figure it out. We'll figure it out. SNYT YouTube, Boulder was 70 degrees. This is correct.
They bought her a 70-degree drop. Yeah.
Unless Andrew's facts are all wrong. Dun,
I'm-
dun, dun.
They were designed back in what, 2016? Those
Back when you were
questions?
emailing me, it was like, oh.
That
making
that
a
was during the
mistake.
email session of
The
communication.
email
not-
session. Love that.
Oh, that was the timeline. Okay.
That was a timeline. Wow. Yeah, what a time to be
That's
alive.
it for the trivia. So if you want to go back to discussion, any questions we can answer. We'll
Yes,
accept them. We still have 88 people, which, as far as I'm aware,
that's pretty good.
That's a
Yeah, I
have, like,
think we've hit a
102.
new record here.
yeah, but we have a great. This is a great retention.
It
of the
is
stream,
great
and
retention.
Thank you all
Yep.
for watching. We really do appreciate this. We
Yeah,
hope you're enjoying it.
especially after skipping for so long. We
Yeah.
were like, oh, it's finally going to be summer. We can finally start streaming. And then we all went places and it didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
Please do let us know in the chat if you would be interested in seeing these. I mean, we're gonna try and do it monthly, but if you really are into this, then we'd love to hear what you have to say. Just because I didn't really think people were that into it, but it does seem like people are into it. Bye for now, Alicia. I hope that's right. I hate reading out people's names. It's just too difficult. Brian asks, can we stream more frequently? Back in the day, we used to stream every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
way back in the day.
And we used to even be consistent with that.
Yeah. Oh, man, the same day, wasn't it?
Can you imagine? Honestly, as a trade-off, we did start on time today. I would like to point
did.
that out.
We did.
This is
start on
something that's probably the first time in Coasterbot or Coaster Lounge history.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is a milestone to be celebrated for years coming.
It is. Definitely. Yeah, but no, we do plan to stream a lot more regularly and consistently, especially going into the closed season. I think it might be a bit easier. Potentially,
We'll
anyway.
get some cheeky construction updates from all around the world.
Yes. Get some.
Always nice.
Be interesting to see what Fly's doing. Interesting to see what stuff over at Disney's doing.
RMC Robin Hood.
RMC Robin Hood, Copperhead Strike, so Yukon Striker, so many awesome stuff.
Harry Potter coaster.
Yes, that is a coaster that I am very interested to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be fantastic. In all honesty,
It looks like they're putting
a lot of effort into it.
as much effort as they possibly can.
I think it's going to be fantastic. Honestly, I think it could be one of the best experience-based roller coasters out there.
Yeah.
It has a real possibility to do that. We don't really think of, or at least I don't really think of Universal leading the way in terms of roller coaster experiences. I mean, stuff like Hulk looks good, but it isn't really themed, Whereas the new Harry Potter coaster looks like it's been taken to a whole new level in terms of storyline and interaction with the storyline. So yeah, no, I'm very, very excited to see what happens with that one.
Also, just the amount of technology being put into that coaster too. You have what, 6 launches and a drop track on that thing?
Yeah, it's mad.
That's
That must cost a lot. Not
Yep.
even one
Yeah.
drop track, 2 drop tracks.
Those are 2.
There's 2 to make
Oh.
capacity good. It's
Oh.
insane. Yeah,
Oh.
Interesting.
I know. It's mental.
Maximum effort.
Well, to think 13's drop track when it runs 3 trains has only a few seconds of sitting
Yeah,
still before
it'll-
the next train.
Yeah, it needs some time to reset, doesn't it?
And if you're running stuff at universal level, you're gonna need 2 drop tracks. So,
Yeah. That's good for them though.
Yeah, no, I mean they still got the money for it. You might as well do
Mm.
it, you know. So, yeah,
So very interested to see how that works out. But
yes, it's going to be a very, very interesting addition.
and also I'm not sure. I'm sorry if you mentioned this earlier. I kind of zoned out for a second. But SNS, they're
No, yeah, no, let's go on. Talk about that. That's good. That's good,
those two. So Steel Curtain and Kennywood and Max Force at Six Flags Great America. Those 2 coasters, they're. I feel they're going to be what define SNS mainly. Because we haven't seen any. SNS has been mostly small scale in the United States since Powder Keg, I guess. Because all we've seen from them was SNS 40 free spins within the states at least, and they have had attention in China with the air launchers over
Mhm.
there, and then you have Dodo Dampa, which was back in 2001.
Yeah.
But in SNS, their record, at least their reputation, has been kind of iffy for a lot of people. I mean, we saw Ring Racer, that was a bit of a headache. We don't know all the details, but we just know it opened late, didn't operate as intended to be operating. And even then, only operated for a weekend. But hopefully, because if in the United States, these 2 SNS coasters will be like the first major SNS coasters since 2005 or so, whenever Powder Keg opened. So this will be very interesting to see if they can actually succeed in building more major attractions, as we saw. Oh, I forgot Gale Force. That was another big one recently,
Mm.
and even that had issues where
Issues,
the
yeah.
tracking was a mess. The train wasn't apparently, or allegedly, was not designed properly,
Yeah.
and Merlin's Mayhem at Dutch Wonderland that
Broke.
opened late.
Yeah.
So
They really do need to nail at least one of them.
Yeah. And
I
if they
feel-
do, I think it's a very great rebirth for the company.
yeah, and I feel they're going to do just fine. I mean,
Mm.
because Max Force, we already know it's an SS air launch. They've been using air launches forever. That's what a lot of our attractions are based off air pressure or pneumatic systems.
Yep. Shortest roller
And
coaster in the world, that one.
then Max Curtain, Steel Curtain.
I like that.
It's going to be a record. It's going to be a big record breaker. So it's going to be tallest in Pennsylvania, most inversions in America, and the highest inversion in the world. So they have a lot of attention riding on. And if both of those are successful, that's just going to be great products to show. Hey,
Yeah.
if you're for parks looking for
Yeah.
editions, hey, we can supply a major edition that's unique and exciting. So
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how they perform.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Steel Curtain is that it's just a coaster with a lifter. Like, there's very little room to mess that up.
Well,
But
they
So-
messed
like-
Merlin Mayhem up.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but like,
That
they
was
should
more
have
on the
learned
park
from that.
than it was from SNS. The park did not do the groundwork
Yeah.
apparently
Mm.
for that ride, and just had to wait.
Yeah, well, do hope it goes well. Dat Marsu says thoughts on Dynamite. So, Andrew, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Dynamite.
Yeah, it's the Mac Big Dipper at the
This
park
is-
with El Toro.
Is it that park? I didn't even know it was that
Think
park with
so.
El Toro.
Wait, is it?
I
It
don't
is
know.
the park, yes.
Wow. Okay.
With not the El Toro, but
It's
the
No,
the
other one.
GCI
The
Toro.
GCI Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on. So thoughts on Dynamite, Aaron?
I mean, I don't like the layout.
No.
It looks very poor. I don't know. The thing about the Lost Gravity is that the first drop is amazing on that,
Mhm.
and it doesn't look quite as good on Dynamite. The thing is, they use all that first drop power to go into a right hand turn, and I don't really know why. It's kind of like they kind of waste the first half of the ride, and then the rest of the layout is very spread out. It's very strange. I can't quite put my finger on it, but like, no, it's just not a good layout.
No.
In my eyes, a Big Dipper is supposed to be compact,
Yep.
and this is a short ride, but it's not even compact. And I
No.
feel like a vertical loop is a very weird decision for like a ride with winged cars because you don't have that whippy effect
Yeah.
that you want with winged cars. So yeah, and the tunnel to me seems like kind of a waste of money. Like it's nice, but it looks like a pretty long tunnel, which is very costly, I would assume.
Well, there's a little
Uh,
airtime bump in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, is
So-
it really worth the money to build such a long tunnel for that?
Don't know. What
I
I'd
don't
say,
know. It's yeah.
in my opinion, I'd say the Big Dippers are very good in terms of negative G-forces, but they have no positive G-forces realistically, or very little. So for Dynamite to be a coaster that does not focus on airtime at all, and has huge, like sprawling turns, I don't think
Yeah.
that's a very good design choice.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
So-
I'm happy for Mac that they get to build another Big Dipper, but I don't think it's gonna help them sell more in the future.
No, I don't. I still think Lost Gravity is better use of it.
Yes.
Someone just needs
Yes,
to take
definitely.
Lost Gravity's first half and do more of that.
Even though the second half isn't even that bad.
No, I like.
It just doesn't have too much speed to work with anymore, but that's just because the ride itself isn't that tall
No,
anyways.
but it doesn't do any. It feels like it doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
It
it
does,
is slightly boring, but
but
like
I like the zero G. I like the
Mhm.
dive loop. You know, the slow wing over
Yeah.
drop, whatever. I don't like the turns in between.
yeah.
I just feel like they meander, and they're not. They don't pack anything. If they pack some force or some push you down in your seat, I'd be alright with it.
Mhm.
You know, and Mac can do that because Helix does that, and other Mac coasters do that. So it's just a shame. I think I don't know.
Yeah. But I think it's definitely a downgrade from Lost Gravity, unfortunately.
Yes, definitely
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, it's whatever the park wants, I guess. I don't
This is
know
true.
how much of a hand the park had in the design process.
Probably none.
I feel like a little bit because I cannot imagine Matt coming up with a layout that's this weak, to be
Well,
honest.
I guess the park would say, "Oh yeah, we want it roughly this high. We want it to." They probably specified the tunnel. You would at least think.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
but I can't imagine. I feel like parks nowadays really don't interact or decide on layouts that much. As in, they don't really. After the initial brief, they don't really have a hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shally made a good point. Wallaby Holland, let's make a coaster called Lost Gravity. Harry, not enough gravity. This is very true.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
Yeah.
someone ask me what's my favorite coaster. It's as of now it's Steel Vengeance, but that could change next week. With Intimidator 305.
Have you never been on
Yeah.
Intimidator?
No, I have. It's but I
Night
feel
rides.
no, I've gotten Aron on before too, but I
Oh.
haven't. My last run I Intimidator was like not the best.
Right, okay.
So I'm hoping when I go back, it's running as because if it's running as well, it's probably going to beat Steve for me. Because as much as I like Steel Vengeance,
Yeah.
Intimidator is right underneath it.
Yeah.
No, it's not Thunderhawk. Thunderhawk frustrates me more than it probably should, Patrick.
Nice.
I feel like once you learn how to operate a ride, you just start realizing all the problems it has.
Booth just made a
So-
really, really mean comment. If you-
Aw.
Me and my friend were talking about Alton Towers and Drayton Manor, or how Alton Towers and Drayton Manor could improve earlier today, and watching this video makes me realise how boring we must have sounded. This is so sad. Can we get 5 likes?
Alexa.
Alexa, play a Despacito. In all honesty, though, I mean, the main point is, even if it is boring to the outside observer, you know, you're having this discussion and we all find it interesting. At least, you know, me, Aaron, and Andrew, what we talk about, we find interesting. And the point of this stream is, you know, if you find it interesting, great. If you don't have to watch.
That's not the best way to put it, but okay.
Well, it's true. I really,
yeah.
But not everyone likes every single topic of discussion, and that's the point, isn't it? So something that I would like talking about might not be the same as something that Andrew would like talking about, something that Aaron would like talking about. But you know,
Yeah.
just
It's all about that. We just get to interact with the community.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. Can we get an F?
Harry snapped.
Harry snapped. I didn't
Injury
snap.
boy.
Sam Howard says, "Can we get an F in the chat for everyone who thinks Pleasure Beach is the UK's best park?" I'll just drop a cheeky F. Oh, I couldn't. I did it wrong. How did I manage to do that wrong? Anyway,
There it is. Okay.
there's the F. F to pay respect.
Hmm.
B. McPizza Person, you are well and truly wrong. McPizza Person is the guy who says Temple of the Nighthawk is better than Taran. So that is a questionable opinion. So, yeah.
Yep. I mean, did you see the special water effects it had a couple weeks back?
Special water effect.
Well, basically, it was raining and the roof started leaking. So, when you
So
return to the
bad.
station, literally the turn into the station,
Yeah.
there was just like a waterfall from the rain, and,
Oh
and the
my
train
God.
went right through it.
That's so good.
Yeah,
It's now a water coaster.
yeah. Honestly, highlight of the ride. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that coaster is something.
It's a record breaker, man. Can't bash.
Yeah,
a
but
record
not for a good
breaker.
reason.
Yes, it is.
No, definitely not. It's just too long for its own good.
The only good thing about Nighthawk is that it'll give a really nice plot of land for the future.
Yeah. Yep. But Pizza Person said that Taran was just overhyped. But how can Taran be overhyped to the point that you think Temple of the Nighthawk is better? Like,
Well, because Temple of the Nighthawk is underhyped, so like that.
no, there's no hype with that ride. There is nothing to hype. Unless you like a ride that actually gets worse the longer you're on it, and it's true, the layout gets worse the longer it goes, right?
It is true. Well, at the
So
point you get to
bad.
the third lift where you're like, okay, I'm
done. I'm done.
Can this be over, please?
Yeah. It sucks. It's not
I
good.
mean, it doesn't suck. It's a relaxing ride, but like at some point you're like, all right, this is enough.
Slagharen.
It's so dodgy. Thank you. Oh, jeez, I can't speak. Thank you, Diego. Diego with the same second name as me. Much appreciated for that one big one. But yeah, Els says, Harry, you're really snapping tonight. So I'm just triggered. Just triggered. Can't believe you're all doing this to me.
All right. So, any other questions or no? Any comments?
Just quickly, Makaria says she has started a channel because of haters. Honestly, you just ignore them.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say we get little to no hate at all.
We're very much absent
Yeah,
from it.
the worst we get is just a spicy discussion in the comment section,
Yeah.
In all honesty.
and that's just all in good fun.
Yep, it's true. But no, hate is a natural part of most channels, and really you do just have to ignore it and brush it off, and think that everyone has different kind of ideals, and sometimes content does clash. Like I've seen many people say that Coast Studios content is hot garbage, and I've seen many people say that it's really great, and that's what it's about. Not everyone has the same ideals when it comes to content that they want to watch. So you just gotta take it on the chin, ignore it, and move forwards. If you're proud of the stuff that you're producing, then that's enough, So there you go. Come on, Bakari, you got like a tiny bit of spice. A bit of spice is good. Good for the heart.
Golden Cog Awards sparks a bit of that.
Yeah, no, let's talk about the Golden Cog Awards, and then I think we'll bring the stream to an end. So, Golden Cog
Alright.
Awards, one of you two.
Well, I think it was a very, very fair list we came up in the end.
What is it? Start from the beginning, all the way.
Yes, let me
Yeah,
just get
yes.
1 second.
You're getting the list up.
Yeah, I'll just go through all 25, I guess.
I can briefly read out.
Basically, the most complaints were about the pre-selection process we had for roller coasters.
Yeah, it was.
Basically, we have to do the actual vote processing by hand in Excel, which is quite time consuming. And only near the end of the process, we really found an efficient way to do it. So we're kind of looking to expand it next year, but this year we had to make a pre-selection because otherwise it would have simply taken too much time for us to process by hand. We're definitely looking to fix that all for next year's edition.
Yeah, so this is a poll that we've created and that you guys answer to try and find the best coasters of a certain region. So last year we tried to find the UK's best thrill coasters, and this year we expanded to find Europe's top 25 roller coasters. And Aaron is going to walk us through from 25 all the way to numero uno.
So on number 25, we have The Swarm at Thorpe Park, which was the highest ranking wing coaster on the list, which is interesting.
Phoenix wasn't included because of how new it was.
Yeah.
So potentially next year.
Yeah. I'll just quickly, we had 30 entries in total, so we had Osiris, Dragon Khan, Raptor, Flucta Demona, and Furious Baco, who didn't make the final list. So 24 is Lost Gravity, which is a fair ride, and I think it's a very good spot for it. Then we have the Smiler, which I kind of expected to be higher on the list. It's kind of like, yeah, the thing is, the UK bias can go either direction. Either people have been on it too often and they're like, oh, it's not that good anymore, or people are like, oh yes, UK coasters are the best. But for the Smiler, it didn't really work out that well this year. Then on 22, we have Blue Fire, which made Harry very happy boy.
Yep.
Even though you would have liked to see it on number 29 or 30.
Doesn't deserve to be, right?
I think it's a very fair spot for Blue Fire. Harry gives it too much shit, but that's okay. Then 21 is Flug von Novgorod, which I haven't personally been on, so I don't know how that rides, but I've heard good stuff. So seems like a pretty solid spot for the ride. Number 20, Woden, which again is pretty good. Like someone mentioned in the video, the Golden Cog Awards really showed how Europa Park is at the moment with Blue Fire, Woden, and Silver Star. All three of them making the list, but not being in like the top 15, which I think represents very well that Europa Park needs one like really top coaster.
Stand out, yeah.
So that was interesting to see on the list. Number 19, Black Mamba. I think it's fair. I mean, Harry and I don't really like inverts that much.
No.
So I'm okay with that. Carajo on number 18, which looks like a super fun ride. So I think that's a pretty fair spot. I would have guessed that Smiler would be like ranked higher than Carajo, but I'm kind of happy to see it the other way around.
I think was it potentially that people who'd been on the Smiler ranked it over Carajo? I can't remember.
I can quickly check that for you.
There was some. What we found is, interestingly, people who had ridden roller coasters in other countries but the UK often ranked the Smiler higher than those who had only ridden roller coasters in the UK. So,
Yes,
an
I would
example,
like to confirm that the Smiler did win against Carajo,
this is
but it was only 5-3, so we didn't
Yeah.
have too many entries.
No, but stuff like everyone who'd only ridden UK rides, or most people who'd only ridden UK rides, said the Swarm was better than the Smiler. But then most people who lived outside of the UK and had experienced more than just the UK's rides said the Smiler was better than the Swarm. So there's an interesting point there, and that is people in UK are wrong.
Yeah.
So
All right. Moving on, we have Silver Star number 17. So as mentioned, not super high, but still a very solid spot.
Yep.
Then we have Troy number 16, which is the highest ranking Woody on the list, which I think is a
not really.
yeah, no,
No.
yeah, no, it's
The
like
highest ranking legitimate Woody,
yeah,
we'll call it.
yeah.
Traditional, I guess.
The highest ranking GCI, I guess.
Yes.
Which I
Okay,
think
yeah.
is a fair result. Red Force number 15, which I think is
That's surprising
also.
to me.
Yeah, I think
What,
it's.
what would you have guessed then?
Like around Blue Fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have said the same.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I was surprised that high when I saw the rankings. I was like, huh.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can definitely see why you would want it lower because it's just it's only a launch essentially and just a high drop.
Yeah.
But I do think the launch or like a coaster of this scale is quite rare in Europe, so people from
Yeah.
Europe value it a lot more than you would if it was in like in
Like,
the US.
With the Stratas, it makes it. I'm probably
Yeah.
more used to them than
Yeah.
you guys are.
I
So
think
that's
it's
fair.
more impressive for people who haven't really been on too many large scale coasters.
That's fair.
Then we have Icon on number 14, which is a new addition. I haven't been on it, so it's probably
It's a pretty good coaster.
it looks about. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
looks like a pretty good rank for what it's worth.
Yeah, it does.
Number 13 is Balder. Oh yeah, actually, Balder's higher than Troy.
Nice.
Yeah. So ball number 13. I mean, I've heard mixed stories about Balder, but most of them have been positive.
I think it's great.
So yeah. Number 12, Goliath, which I think is quite fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really too much to say about that. Nemesis, number 11, which is interesting because it's the oldest coaster on the list.
Still ranked
Still
high.
making number
Yeah.
11.
Impressive.
It is the highest ranking UK coaster, and with last year's result, we had this we did have Nemesis on one, right?
Yeah.
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 So that was not too big of a surprise. But it was just short of top 10, which was kicked off by Ice Speed on number 10, which looks like a very solid ride. I know that the
does.
American guys went on it and they liked it quite a bit. I think it's a ride that is quite easily overlooked, so I'm happy that it still made number 10. Number 9 is Shambhala, which I think a lot of people would have expected to be higher up on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't necessarily disagree. I was kind of let down by Shambhala. Yeah, I can see why some people would like it to rank a bit higher. And then on number 8, we have Lech Coaster, which looks like an amazing ride. Lech Coaster's votes, I guess, were slightly biased in the sense that not too many people had been on it. But we did have a certain threshold of minimum votes, so it did meet the requirements to be included in the voting. So it should all be good. Number 7 is Tarn, which sparked some discussion in the comments. But if you look at all the rides above it, I'd say 7 is a very fair spot. The only one that was kind of up for debate was Paratin, which is on number 6. And I think megalites are quite rare in, well, like, I don't think too many people have been on megalites.
Yeah.
it seems to be a ride that is generally not seem as like an amazing roller coaster layout, but of all the people that have been on it, everybody that I know really loves the Megalite layout. So
Yeah.
they seem to really pack a punch. So I don't think rank 6 is necessarily too high for Piraten there. And then kicking off top 5 is Helix, which we've already mentioned. It's a very well paced ride.
Yep.
It has amazing views.
Yep.
It's got everything that a top coaster needs to have.
Definitely.
Hyperion on number 4, which I was kind of surprised at because Hyperion didn't have the best reception of any new
Yeah.
ride. But that, I guess, the longer it was open for people started to like it a bit better. I've also heard that Hyperion really is a ride that needs to warm up a lot. So when people go on their first ride, they go on social media and they're like, "Oh, this ride actually isn't that great," and then they're like, "Okay,
Later
it's
on,
pretty
yeah.
good once it's warmed up."
It'll be interesting to see that if we do the same thing next year, how it ranks, whether it's higher,
Yeah.
lower, or the same.
The same with Lech Coaster for this one. Not
Yeah.
too many people had been on it, but we definitely had enough votes to
Yes.
include it.
Yeah.
Then number 3 is Carnan, which is Harry's baby boy.
Quality ride, quality theming.
Which
Everything's
I think
quality.
is a fair spot.
I was very
it's a
happy
very
to see
unique.
Carmen at number 3.
Yeah. Number 2, Expedition G-Force, which looks very good. I mean, Mitch Hawker's system always showed Expedition G-Force at the top. Even the questionably
Questionable.
accurate Golden Ticket Awards.
The questionably questionable Golden Ticket Awards,
Yeah.
yep.
Were also usually had Expedition G-Force quite high up, so it
Yeah.
only makes sense to make the top 3.
Yep.
And then on number 1 we have Wildfire at Colmartin, which looks like an amazing ride, and I really want to go on it, but yeah,
Don't
it's
we
kind
all
of
wanna
out of
go
the
on it?
way. Yeah. So that's it for the Golden Cog Awards.
Yes. So it's something that we, hope to continue doing yearly and hope to expand yearly. We just need to smoothen out and streamline the processes, and then we can include more roller coasters. I saw some people saying that Katoon should have been included, and we did want to
Yeah.
include more. It's just the more you add, it's not like adding one more coaster makes it a tiny bit harder to do. Adding one coaster makes it a whole lot harder. So we
Yeah.
really had to limit.
It's an exponential process
Yes.
when you add coasters.
Yeah, so we really had to limit it down, but hopefully we're going to try and automate it more so that we can add pretty much all of the big coasters in Europe and then potentially even the States, but we'll see where we get to.
Yeah. I mean, we've already made some good progress, so I have high hopes for next year's edition.
This is true.
But we'll definitely be looking at continuing the series.
Yes, definitely. Anyway, I think that's about it for the stream today. So thank you all for joining us. I mean, we had a great reception, and I'm glad that so many of you stuck around and chatted to us, listened to us, and whatnot. I'd like to thank Aron and Andrew for joining.
Yeah, it was great to be back again.
Yeah, definitely was a nice way. Definitely nice to be back here.
Yes. So I think we'll try and organize the next stream before we forget at some point soon, so that next month we'll have a date set in stone. But yeah, hopefully it shouldn't be too long till the next one. So
we'll try our best.
We will.
And again, there will be an attempt.
There will be an attempt. That is very true. So
definitely.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
See you guys.
See ya.